I remember obsessing over the way men's shirts fell flat against their chests. It was a feeling I wanted so desperately. And first real discomfort that I felt with my body was with my chest. But it still took me another kind of 2 years to fully come out due to internalized transphobia and a lot of fear of how I'd be received. My name is Az, I'm 23 and I'm a transgender queer artist, writer and model. Growing up was hard because I didn't have the language to explain how I was feeling for a long time. I think I was probably 14 when I even realised that being transgender was a possibility. Teenage years were hard, you know, youth was hard. Being trans and not understanding what it was and feeling the mental strain of that. I definitely had an inside feeling that there was something wrong and something bad about being transgender. Those feelings had built up inside me for a long time. I was definitely very scared before I came out. There were times when I genuinely believed I didn't need to come out and that I could just live as a trans person but without telling anybody about that, simply because I was worried. I needed to come out and that was a relief in itself. I think the hiding and the weight of keeping that and almost lying in who I was at the time, and it was such a relief when it happened. Even though I lost people along the way, I felt like being authentic was more important. I remember telling my sister, well in fact I didn't really tell her, she kind of told me, and I guess she had known or she had kind of sensed something. And I remember her hugging me and us both crying and us just both being really excited. Dating is I think quite a difficult experience for trans people, or it definitely was for me to start with. I believed that I was unlovable or that people wouldn't fancy me or wouldn't desire me because my body was different, and I wanted somebody who would respect that, but I didn't think that person existed really. I've been with my partner for 3 years now. The relationship makes me so happy. They support me in everything that I do and who I am. I feel very different to how I used to. I don't feel unlovable anymore. I don't feel unworthy of love. I feel like I'm deserving. Top surgery was probably the best experience of my life so far. I knew top surgery from as early as I knew I was transgender was something that I wanted. Finally being able to get that and finally being able to have that feeling of running my hands down my chest and it being flat is really exciting and liberating. Throughout my transition, I've definitely learned that I am resilient. Navigating transphobia and people who will argue and question your identity is hard and it's tiring, and I've definitely had to fight. Seeing myself authentically and having others see me as who I authentically am is by far the most unbelievable feeling I've ever had. I feel home in my body and I feel comfortable. I feel like I look in the mirror and I can recognize myself and I can relate with myself, and it makes sense what I see and how people see me, and I don't think it's made sense before.